Alright, so let's see how we can use a Alright, so let's see how we can record a large number using bundling and trading. And a very convenient way of doing this is called a place value chart. And what this allows us to do is to convert a concrete collection of objects into an abstract representation in base n. And we'll see what we mean by that in a moment. So let's suppose we have a whole mess of objects here, and we want to express the number of elements that are present in base 3. So to start out with, what I'll want to do is I'll set down an empty place value chart with our set in the rightmost place. That's where we're going to put the uncollected units. Now, it's helpful, but not absolutely necessary, to draw a representation of our units so we have an idea of what's supposed to go in each of the places that we have present. So since we're dealing in base 3 again, our units are going to be one of these, a set of 3 of these, which is going to look like this, a set of 3 of these, which I might draw like that, and if I wanted to continue on, I could take 3 of these and produce a block and so on, but I'm not going to show those higher units, at least not this time. So now what do we want to do? Well, I want to start by bundling these objects into sets of, again, 3, because we're dealing in base 3. So I'm going to take a look at this, and every time I see a set of 3, I'm going to put them together. So let's start finding those sets of 3. Here's one, and another, and another, and a few more that we'll find. And these last few here, there aren't enough to form a set of 3, so that's as far as the bundling can go. Now, notice that these are now in the wrong column. They should be moved into where they are. So we've made our bundles, and now we're going to trade them up to the next place. So I'll move them to where they belong. And once again, we can start to collect additional sets of 3. So this time, these are the units that I'm collecting, so I'm going to take this set of 3 here and another set of 3, and I'm going to bundle them, and once again, these bundles are not in the right place, so let's move them to where they belong. Now the last step is going to be writing a number for the objects present. Now what we have is a concrete representation of the original set. It's concrete because our original set consisted of a whole bunch of these, and we still have all those little cubes. The only difference is that some of them are uncollected, some of them are collected into sets of 3, and some of those 3s are further collected into sets of 3s. So it's still a concrete representation because the cubes are still present. But what we can do is then we can try and write the abstract symbol for the number of units that are there. Now, since we're working in base 3, then we have symbols for 0, 1, and 2. So here I have 1, 2 of these units, so I'll write the symbol for 2. I have 1 of these units, so I'll write the symbol for 1. And I have 1, 2 of these units, so I'll write the symbol for 2. And so my number is going to be 2, 1, 2. And to avoid confusion later, to make it absolutely clear what I'm writing, I'm going to write it the following way. I'm going to record the digits 2, 1, 2, but then I'll indicate that the base that we're actually using is base 3. And we'll indicate that by spelling out the base in letters.